So just to give you an overview of all the appointments so far and the organization shape that the Trump 2.0 cabinet and organization looks like. Donald Trump, obviously the president-elect right at the top. Susie Wiles is his chief of staff, the first woman chief of staff in the White House. Marco Rubio is the new Secretary of State of the incoming administration. Mike Waltz is National Security Advisor. Tom Homan is the border czar. His videos of congressional hearings have been going viral. Tulsi Gabbard, like you just saw, is Director of National Intelligence under the new government. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy head the new Department of Government Efficiency. Pete Hegseth, Fox and Friends anchor, is the new Secretary of Defense. Young and John Ratcliffe is the new CIA Director, not Kash Patel, as was being speculated. And Kristi Noem is the new Chief of Homeland Security. Now, there are a lot of young millennials, well, relatively young millennials, some of them just my age, who are part of this new administration, the young Turks of Team Trump. J.D. Vance is the vice president. He's 40 years old. He represents a younger populist wing of the Republican Party, known for his appeal to working class voters. He himself comes from a rural working class background. Vivek Ramaswamy is 39 years old, Department of Government Efficiency with Elon Musk. His expertise is in business, tech, and traditional government operations. Tulsi Gabbard, who you just heard, is 43 years old, Director of National Intelligence. Her expertise, she's obviously been in the military, so national security and foreign policy. Pete Hegseth is 43 years old. He's going to be the next Secretary of Defense, the head of the Pentagon, expertise, military affairs. He's a veteran himself, national security and public policy. Elise Stefanik is just 40 years old. She's Trump's new ambassador to the United Nations. Obviously, her expertise is foreign policy, defense, and communications. Matt Gaetz is 42 years old. He's the incoming Attorney General and head of the Justice Department. Justice, reform, and conservative legal philosophy are what he is an expert at. Geeta continues to be with us for a perspective on this. Geeta, being disruptive comes pretty naturally to Donald Trump. The appointments reflect his alignment in and predilection with kicking things up, breaking structures, doing the unexpected, and clearly the fact that he's picked a whole lot of people who are in their late 30s, early 40s, millennials really, reflects perhaps that inclination towards stepping out of the box in this new administration.
Well, fresh, radical, unpredictable is how I'd look at this entire structure that we've put out, Shiv. But the fact is that these are all names that have been announced by Donald Trump. They have not been confirmed yet. And if you look at all the names, most of them might see through the confirmations because they have Senate and Congress majority now. The only name that I was talking to somebody about where confirmation might be a little difficult to come through could be Pete Hegseth. As defense secretary with no experience, one will have to wait and see whether that's going to come through or not. But all the others, in all probability, are here to stay. President-elect Trump is going to fight very hard to ensure that the Attorney General really is appointed. And so there are for some where there's going to be a major fight that will be put in if there is resistance, and for some others maybe not as much. Again, we'll have to wait and see whether the defense secretary is going to be Pete Hegseth or not. Having said that, look at the names, look at the age, and look at what they bring to the table. They're fresh. Quite a few of them might be new to the business. Most of them have been around a while. But what he has tried to do is not stick to the old school thinking of getting the old guard, but trying to get the new faces from the party. And so, again, a lot of them surprised, some of them shocked. We'll have to wait and see how they really perform when it comes to the positions that they're going to hold and the delivery that will be expected of them. Trump is a hard taskmaster, as is many of them who are part of his team. So let's wait and see how this really pans out. There is a 100-day agenda for all of these people who are being appointed. And we'll have to see whether if that 100-day agenda is something that they'd be able to deliver for Trump or not.
Geeta, thanks very much for bringing us that perspective. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this settles once the inauguration takes place in January. Lots of confirmations to take place. Doesn't seem to be much trouble, but this is the face of the Trump 2.0 government. And we, of course, are expecting many more appointments in the run-up from this transition government.